Alright, so we're talking about black holes. We're talking about singularities. We're talking about things that are resulting from something that was just so big that the amount of stuff that was there to make it so big was monumental. Referring to a star, which is pretty much what you gotta be. Yeah. You're giant. You are ridiculously 18 times bigger than our sun. What? Big star. And you go through what our good old-fashioned, wonderful soul goes through. Hydrogen. Helium. Carbon, oxygen. And just progressively going through the elements, going bigger and bigger. Our sun, not gonna go any bigger than carbon, oxygen. It's gonna wipe the dwarf out. It's gonna grow up to a red giant. We're all going to get the orangest of suntans we ever possibly wanted. And then it's all over. Ta-ta-ta. There we go. Black holes, all that stuff. Giant star. It's got so much stuff, mass. It just keeps gravitationally trying to squeeze on itself. And hydrogen fusion is pushing out, and helium fusion is pushing out, and carbon oxygen fusion is pushing out. Everything keeps pushing out, and then it hits iron. And iron just can't. It takes more energy to fuse iron than iron gives from fusion. Fusion is normally looked at as a powerful energy source, and it is, unless you're talking about iron. Iron doesn't work that way, because iron is so, to sound non-scientific, because iron is so hard, it takes so much force to fuse iron that you don't get an energy output. We always look at fusion as a source of energy that's clean. Well, you just don't get an energy output from fusing iron that's equivalent to what you have to put in to do it. So because fusing iron doesn't give out, when a giant star hits fusing everything into everything into everything into everything into iron, oh, I can't fuse this. No more energy out from the core of the star from fusion. You know what I mean? The star goes boom. hold itself inwards. That was the entire thing. A hydrostatic equilibrium of outward force versus inwards pull. That's what keeps a star alive. For a giant star, it reaches iron and it stops. Doesn't matter from just reaching the initial limits of being a giant star to a supermassive, humongous, oh my lord, I've never seen a star that size before, giant star. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You hit iron, done. Therefore, at that point, every star big enough to have gotten iron cannot produce an outward force to maintain itself, and gravity slams the star in on itself. In the case of a star like the sun, our sun, Sol, which will progress out to a red giant, working itself towards a carbon-oxygen core because it's fusing helium. And that is going to be a 2 to 5 billion years. It's going to get to there. It's going to get to finally fusing everything to carbon oxygen, and it's not going to be able to, and everything is going to collapse down on it from after the red giant. Oh my god, it's already going to Earth to a crisp. Everything is going to collapse. It's going to be a white dwarf, a carbon oxygen husk, stellar remnant, and blow off in a nova, blah blah blah. A supergiant star that works its way towards iron. If it's just a big-ish star, it'll work its way to iron. Everything will stop, and everything will just collapse down on the iron and bounce out. And it'll be the same thing, kind of on a bigger level. But the big stars, really, really big stars. I mean, Carinae, Sirius, we're talking like a scale of, you know how Jupiter is a big planet, but it's really still not big compared to the sun. And then the Earth is like really not that big compared to the red spot on Jupiter, and Pluto isn't really that big compared to the Earth. Well, let's say Pluto to the Earth, there's these stars out there. And our sun's just nothing. That's not nothing compared against, with regards to mass, luminosity, anything. Anyways, here's where black hole singularities come in. It's these big guys. They have so much stuff. They fuse up to iron. The fusion process stops. And everything's just like, oh, fine now. But it's too much. It's just too much. And it shatters it hits it with so much force because it did just to a pinhead, smashing it, and it destroyed it. It splits it. It. This is where we get the heavy, multiple elements, the anything beyond iron. This is where we get it from. Is the shattering of the construct of what is solid, the unbreakable, with enough inherent force, these structures that make the unbreakable are broken. So let's continue with this. Let's continue this. I say that if you want to explain what a black hole is, I guess I didn't even approach that yet. We get past the destruction of a star's core, a supermassive star's core, and it creates these heavier elements. Well, if the star was big enough, with enough stuff, the gravity that is inherent within it will draw it in so far. Well, it can break the atomic bonds and shatter everything down to a neutronic level, and you have a neutron star. We've proven this. There are neutron stars out there. Stars made of neutron. Stellar husks, dead stars, the remnants of something that was so freaking big, it destroyed everything that it contained when it collapsed down to the subatomic level. And there's different variances in that quark stars, molecular stars. They've done this. They've proved this. That's what it is. Neutron stars. Oh, you break the Chandrasekhar limit? You get us down to something that even eliminates that? What? Suddenly, we have a Schwarzschild radius around something that, it's a hole because we can't explain it a black hole even, because it is so powerful it takes in light. Shows up black. We all know everything. I'm not going to waste the time on this and explaining this. All I'm going to say is that I can explain why. But there just seems to be too much stupid confusion on this. What you have in a singularity, or a black hole, whatever you want to call it, is nothing more than a collection of stuffs. A whole hell of a lot of stuffs. No denial on that. A fucking shitload of stuffs. And this stuffs has managed to, through the process of initial gravitational collapse, break this barrier that says my right hand is not touching my left hand. It is so fucking much. In a black hole, in a singularity, in past the Schwarzschild radius. There's just so much that my right hand actually is touching my left hand. If you get me, you pass that. The Schwarzschild radius is where gravity goes from being the weakest force to overtaking electromagnetism. Gravity is a force that is only as strong as its ability to be so. But through its functioning and ability to shift in strength, it can be stronger than virtually anything, depending on its caliber. I approve this message.